Um, yeah. So then again, 6 days to go, Larry, and Ukraine. So the Trump decided to send an envoy also to discuss the situation, to go to Moscow.
Well, no, he
And
didn't. He didn't.
No. But the envoy
Kellogg.
was supposed to go. Kellogg was supposed to go
But
to
he
Moscow.
didn't.
No.
He canceled.
Huh.
So I mean,
Kellogg cornflakes.
yeah. No, they're now at the point where they're going to have a phone call. I don't know if it'll be this week or immediately after that. Trump's the load on Trump's plate for the first 24 hours is just incredible. You're going to be issuing pardons to the January 6th protesters, authorizing deportations, mass deportations of illegal aliens that have engaged in criminal activity. It is opening up energy exploration, trying to overturn a whole host of Biden executive orders. So I mean, it's going to be quite busy. He's not going to be out partying.
Yeah. Drill. That's the policy that has been pushing for years, since ever, right? So, and of course, there has been the talks that he wants to end the conflicts in the first 100 days of, Ukraine's conflict, Russia, Ukraine, and he wants it to be done, Ukraine to be done, not the conflict, Ukraine to be done in the first 100 days. How possible do you think this is? Because in the beginning, he was talking about, I'll end it in 48 hours, and then, 100 days. But it looks like 100 days is not even...
Well, Russia's going to call the shots. The only way that Trump can end it is it's real simple. He says to Ukraine, I'm cutting off aid effective today. You're getting nothing else. I'm withdrawing U.S. military and intelligence personnel. If he did that, the war would end. Ukraine would be compelled to surrender. If he doesn't do that, the war is going to go on until Russia secures what Russia wants. And what Russia wants, the United States at this point is not willing to give. So the war will continue until Ukraine is defeated and NATO's defeated. Very simple.
Very. Well, it has been simple for 2 years. We've been talking about that for... the channel has 1.5 years, so we've been talking about that for 1.5 years. Yeah. Me and you here. One thing that we've been talking here as well, but I was more focused on Latin America. But it seems to me that the Trump people, the people behind Trump, I don't like to impersonate this to one single person, Trump. So the people behind Trump has come to the sane conclusion that the world is too big for the United States only, and they need to go back to spheres of influence. And we see Trump talking, for example, about, Russia has the right to have their own concerns, and we have to understand and try to respect that. And then he talks about, making Canada the 51st state, and then buying Greenland, and then taking back the Panama Canal. How do you see all these talks about Trump? Is he really going in this direction of, I'm not going to say diminish America, but making America great again by diminishing the influence outside America and focusing on, inside and his own terrain, let's say?
I don't think if he pursued taking Panama, Canada, and Greenland, that'd be diminishing. If anything, it'd be setting a larger footprint internationally. So, Canada, he's just trolling the Canadians. The problem, how do you bring Canada in as Canada itself is a 51st state. Canada is a big, diverse country. And the Quebecois in Quebec have a completely different point of view than the people in all the Asians in Vancouver and all the English folks in Newfoundland. So it's just going to be a mess. And the odds are it would vote in favor of many of the liberal Democrat policies. Why would Trump want to dilute Republican influence in the Senate? So that, that's not going to happen. Panama is all about sending a message to China because, the Chinese control, they've been managing the ports there for like 25 years. I don't understand why Trump is all of a sudden making it an issue, because it wasn't an issue when he was president 4 years ago. And the Chinese were there just as active, just as prevalent. And Panama has not been charging a different rate for U.S. ships to transit the canal. So this is all about, I think, trying to set up a negotiating position vis-a-vis China. Greenland, okay. Maybe we can put some bases on there to try to start mining operations. I think the most likely outcome is Greenland will declare itself independent and cut a deal with the United States. But as far as the United States using...
Or even not even going independent, but Denmark cutting a deal with the United States and just keep things as it is, but giving more influence to the United States.
If they, this has a potential to be very, very disruptive of NATO. So we may want to take that into account. But, the notion that the U.S. is going to use Greenland as a springboard to the Arctic. Right now, the United States has one icebreaker ship. The Russians have 60, or is it 7? They have 70. And of those 77 of them are nuclear powered. The United States isn't even in the game. We don't have any ability really to set sail into the Arctic seas and deploy teams via ship, which is how it's got to be done. So, this is more fanciful, delusional thought on Trump's part.
Oh, sorry. So, but that comes to you made a point there that I hadn't thought about the China message, because yesterday I talked, not yesterday, Sunday I talked about this, and that looked a lot to me. I remember when I made a video about BRICS on 2023, where BRICS brought, Egypt and was trying to bring Argentina. And that looked a lot as, trade routes, maritime trade routes. This looks a lot like maritime trade routes as well. Till yesterday that I saw a video from Andrei Martyanov where he puts a picture, from the polar cap from above. And then you have Greenland and Canada taking together almost not the same, but a big chunk of the area. And of course, that area is also a maritime trading route that could be a problem for China and for Russia. Since the United States itself has a small chunk of that.
But how could it be a problem for China and Russia?
I don't know.
Because I'm saying it's not a problem for China and Russia. They've got the ships that can sail there. The problem's for the United States and Canada. They don't have the ships.
But they can disrupt.
Well, you can sit there and say, we're going to control this area. How? How? You put any ships there? No. I mean, they don't have them to put. And it's not like they're building one a year. They're not even close. So, I mean, this is delusional stuff. Yeah, we're going to be involved up there. Okay, great. That's like I said, we're going to outer space. You got a rocket? Well, no. You got trained astronauts? Well, no. What are you doing?
Can you at least bring back the astronauts that are on the outer space waiting?
I mean, case in point, we can't even retrieve stranded astronauts. So it is this is a case of our mouth writing checks that our bank account cannot cash.
So I want this to be a short episode, but I really just want to understand. So far, we have discussed. So the Trump government choices are not excellent. They have no idea what to do in Ukraine. They have no idea what to do in the Middle East. They have no idea what to do on the polar caps. Do they have any idea?
Well, yeah, actually, I think Trump. I think Trump has actually got some ideas about what he wants to do. So let's take Ukraine. We saw Mike Waltz over the weekend going on the TV talk shows on Sunday and insisting that Ukraine is now going to have to lower its draft age to 18 and to start bringing them into the military. Well, I look at Waltz and recognize he's not a dummy. He was a colonel, lieutenant colonel, at least now in the Army Reserve, Special Forces. He knows what it takes to train soldiers and to make them ready where they could go and be marginally competent to go into combat. So even if Ukraine starts tomorrow with recruitment at age 18, what should be, if you're going to turn out troops that are trained and qualified to operate in a combat environment, you need at least 12 months. There's no way to accelerate that. Or if you cut corners and put people out before that, you're just going to increase their chance of them being killed or them killing somebody on their own side. So when I heard Walt say that, I think he's actually creating a negotiating position to corral Zelensky. Because if he's forcing Zelensky to make a choice that Zelensky does not want to make because it's highly, highly unpopular in Ukraine, and it will erode his political support. On the other hand, if he doesn't do it, then Trump and company say, see, the Ukrainians want us to shed all of our money, but they're not willing to do what it takes to defend themselves. We're going to walk away. So I think that's really what's afoot here.
Okay, but inside the United States, do you see any perspectives of things being? Since we're talking about Ukraine and the fires on California, a lot of money was sent to Ukraine. I saw that a lot of equipment was sent to Ukraine, and even these days I saw that Ukraine was willing to send people to help California.
That's what they're saying. They're not doing that. They don't have people to send. It's crazy.
They were talking about 150 people. I was thinking, okay, probably they are getting, some of these people that need to get out of the country, otherwise they will be executed when the war ends, and just sent to California. I don't know.
Yeah, we're just dealing with political theater right now. That's all. That's all. The only possible disruption between now and next Monday, when Trump is installed, is that if Israel decides to attack Iran. I don't think they will. I think they're getting a lot of pressure from Trump on reaching a deal on the hostage release. And they're not, once that hostage release takes place, I think it's going to make it more unlikely that Israel will attack Iran again and risk a broader war, because in 3 days, on the 17th, President Pezeshkian of Iran will be signing a security defense agreement with Russia. And so if Israel or the United States contemplates attacking Iran, they're going to have to take into account that Iran and Russia have this agreement.
Yeah. There's no time to do that. I hope so.
Yeah.
That some sanity prevails at this moment.
We'll see.
We'll see.